Okay, so what if I told you that you could go from having literally just $2 in your bank account to becoming a millionaire in only 5 years? I know, it sounds completely made up, right? But it's a true story. And today we're going to break down the exact roadmap that one person, Grant Saptier, used to pull it off and how you can actually start on that same path right now. Just try to put yourself in this situation. You're 24, you've just been fired from your job, you're feeling pretty low, and you pull up your banking app, and this is what you see. I mean, that's a moment of absolute free fall. Where do you even go from there? And nope, that's not a typo. $2.26. That was everything Grant Sabatier had to his name. This isn't just, being broke. This is a financial black hole. Honestly, it's the kind of number that just forces you to make a massive, life-altering change. So yeah, this was rock bottom, a total personal and professional collapse. But here's the crazy part. That exact moment became the perfect launchpad for one of the most incredible comebacks you'll ever hear about. Think about the two completely different things happening here. On one side, you have the pure despair of it all. Jobless, living back in your childhood bedroom, getting rejected from over 200 jobs. But on the other side, from that exact same low point, he sets this audacious, almost insane goal for himself to make $1 million and achieve total financial freedom. And here's the kicker. He actually did it in just 5 years. Through just relentless hard work and a complete shift in his entire mindset, he hit that goal. He proved that a massive comeback isn't just possible, it's something you can plan for. The real question is, how did he do it? See, Grant didn't just get lucky or stumble into success. He turned it into a system. He took this overwhelming journey to financial freedom and broke it down into 7 clear, manageable stages. This right here, this is the roadmap. So here it is, the whole path, broken down into 7 key milestones. It all kicks off with just getting clarity, and it builds all the way up to abundant wealth. The cool thing is, each step is a win that builds momentum for the next one. We're going to dive into a few of the most important ones right now. This is, without a doubt, the most important step, and it's honestly where most people get stuck. See, financial freedom isn't some vague, fuzzy idea. It's a number. It's a specific number. You have to know exactly what your finish line looks like. So, how much do you spend in a year? That question is the starting point for literally everything else. Stage 2. This is your first real taste of freedom. It's that moment when you're no longer dependent on anyone else. You might not be saving a ton of money yet, but your income covers your life. You are finally in control. And let me tell you, that is a massive psychological win. Okay, now you can finally breathe. High-interest debt is like trying to swim with an anchor tied to your leg. You're just not going to get anywhere. Once that's gone and you've got a 6-month safety net in the bank, you're no longer living life on the edge. You've built a solid foundation. You've got stability. And here we are, the big one, the end game for so many of us. This is the point where your money is now working for you, generating enough passive income to cover your entire life. You don't have to go to work anymore. You can choose to work on things you love, not just for a paycheck. Now that is true freedom. Okay, so we've got the stages, we see the path. But how do you actually move through them so quickly? Well, it's not just about earning more money. It's about completely changing the way you think about money and, more importantly, about time. So here's the most important mindset shift you can possibly make. Your time is infinitely more valuable than money. Think about it. You can always make more money, but you can never, ever get back a single second that you've already spent. Once you really let that sink in, every financial decision changes. You stop trading huge chunks of your life for stuff that doesn't really matter, and you start using money for what it really is, a tool to buy back your time. So if the goal is to use money to buy back your time, the big question is, how much money do you actually need? Let's get really practical here. To find that clarity number from stage 1, there's a super simple rule of thumb that can give you a powerful target to aim for. First things first, you have to figure out how much you need to live comfortably for 1 year. Let's just use a simple example here. Let's say your total annual expenses add up to about 12 lakh rupees. Okay, that's our baseline. Now you take that number and you multiply it by 25. This is called the 25x rule, and it's a super common guideline in the financial independence community. And here's why it works. The whole idea is that if you have this amount invested, you can safely withdraw 4% of it every single year to live on, probably without ever running out of money. It's the magic number you need to live off the returns forever. And boom, there it is, your target. In this example, it's 3 crore rupees. All of a sudden, that vague dream of financial freedom becomes a concrete, tangible number. Now you're not just wandering aimlessly, you have a clear destination for your journey. So, where on earth do you find all that money to invest? Look, forget about cutting out your daily coffee. As you can see, the vast majority of our spending usually goes to just 3 big areas: housing, transportation, and food. If you can optimize these big 3, even just a little bit, you can free up huge amounts of cash to start investing. But remember, saving is only half the battle. If you want to get there in 5 years like Grant did, you've got to radically increase your income. That could mean starting a side hustle, maybe dabbling in real estate, or developing a really valuable skill. And interestingly, Grant argues the single most important skill you can learn is how to sell, because it applies everywhere, in business, in your career, even in your personal life. All right, we've covered the story, the 7 stages, and the mindset shift. But knowledge without action is pretty much useless, right? So let's boil all of this down to the one simple, powerful first step you can take literally today. Seriously, forget everything else for just a moment. This is your only homework. Sit down, track your spending for a bit, and figure out your annual expenses. Then multiply that number by 25. That's it. That one number gives you clarity. It gives you a target. The entire journey, everything we've talked about, starts right there. And I'll just leave you with this question. This journey isn't really about the money. The money is just the tool. This whole thing is about the life that money can unlock for you. So what would that life look like? What would you do if you were truly, completely free? That feeling right there, that's the why that's going to power you through all 7 stages.